Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you are all doing well and enjoying your day so far. And yesterday, the London Royal Ravens confirmed Parasite to the starting lineup. Officially, it is confirmed. Parasite is back in the league for the CDL 2021. Great to see, to be honest. Of course, one of the most consistent challengers, amateur players, you could argue, over the last several seasons. Was last in the Pro League, actually, in Black Ops 4 on that Midnight Esports team after it kind of fell apart at the start of the season. We talked about that with Envoy in that interview a couple of weeks ago now. But Parasite officially back in the league on the Royal Ravens. This squad, how well could it do? And if it goes really well, if Parasite plays well as he seems to have been doing in scrims as of late, could this team be a long-term threat to some of the best teams in the league? Enjoy to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. First of all then, from the subliners confirming their final member of their academy squad. That of course is Hamza Frosty. We talked earlier today, Hydra looking pretty good in those Challengers Elite Series. How long will it be until he gets out to the States as well? Of course, DiamondCon came up to the starting lineup most recently. I imagine he will maybe stay there if he continues to play well, as he seems to be doing in scrims as of late. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes' time here. But if Hydra can also get in the subliners starting lineup, they could honestly be a team to compete. And of course, they've got a wealth of talent in that academy squad as well. Royal Ravens confirm it yesterday. He is back in the league. Last in the league, as I said, in Black Ops 4. Call of Duty World Champion in 2013. One of the greatest players, one of the biggest names, really, that we've ever had in Call of Duty history. Been around the scene for a very long time, of course. Been fighting his way after burning a lot of bridges throughout his career to try and get a spot in the league. Supposedly, they were considering getting him at the start of the Modern Warfare season in 2020. Didn't go down that route in the end, but now, well, they felt like there was no better opportunity and no better player who deserved the opportunity than Christopher Parasite Duarte. We are pleased to announce that Call of Duty World Champion Parasite has joined Royal Ravens as a temporary stand-in for Zero, who cannot travel to compete yet due to the restrictions in the world right now. This already is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if it's a visa thing. We'll look at what Zero has to say about it in just a second here. But Scraps was able to make it out to the States on the Paris Legion by going to Mexico and then quarantining there for 16 days and then coming to the States. Or is that because you can't travel directly from the UK to the US right now? So that's why Zero is having issues. But I think there's some other issues on top of that, which because of course he would do what he could if he would just do what Scraps did through Mexico or some of the other quarantine countries if he was able to do so. But with that not being the case for the near future, it seems, an Afro as well, also stuck in the UK. That means Parasite has got the opportunity to come into this starting lineup, and certainly a massive congratulations. I do hope he makes the most of it, right? This is the opportunity that he's been looking for, been wanting for a while, I suppose. And Parasite certainly has a tendency, or just been, well, in his career, to be like the leadership figure, to be the stronghold on the team, to be the guy who's telling everyone what to do, and to feel like that whatever team he's on is kind of his team, right? Like he's the master of the squad, he's the leader of the team, and that's how it's been in the challenger scene for quite a while. But maybe that kind of leadership Haggy doesn't necessarily go down too well with some of his teammates over time, and we've seen a number of times already this season and in previous seasons, teams that he is on falling apart. This time round, Zed talks about it actually on an episode of the Breaking Point podcast, which may be live by the time this video is going live, and he says for quite a while, like, look, he's of course teamed with Shawnee before. He knows, he's been talking to Shawnee about the potential of this team. He has really high hopes for this new Royal Ravens squad, but he hopes that Parasite kind of takes a step back in terms of that leadership role. Haggy is certainly a very talented player, can shoot very straight, can drop massive numbers as we're going to look at in a couple of seconds here, but he doesn't need to be the leadership figure on this team. Shawnee can do that. Shawnee can carry the load in that sense, and well, Parasite just needs to be there to do what he can, be kind of the secondary caller in situations, and just put up massive numbers as he's going to be expected to in this kind of flex role. And if they can do that to great effect, and Parasite kind of not necessarily humbles himself, but just, puts himself in a position and says, look, I'm in the Pro League now, I need to do what I can and fit into this team as best I possibly can to make the most of this situation, that is when this team might actually last long term. And I think certainly their honeymoon period, maybe over these next couple of weeks, could be something great to watch. As Shane says, after finding out we needed an already US-based player, everyone on the team decided nobody deserves a chance more than Parasite. Excited to work with him and see what he can continue bringing to the fold. So Haggy back in the league, excited to announce I've joined the Royal Ravens as a stand-in for Trey due to the whole situation. Nonetheless, we've been scrimming for a little over a week now, and it was really cool to see all the, the output of support. As he says, the support is overwhelming. I won't let you all down. Been competing in COD for 12 years, filled with ups and downs. Excited to be back on the up. I am not done yet. Thanks for always believing me. We will keep it moving, certainly. So interesting to see from Parasite. Of course, as London say, this is a temporary substitute situation. I imagine London, of course, want to keep a UK-based team. Parasite in the team for the time being makes a lot of sense, but in the long term, even if it goes really well, if Zero and Afro and these other guys are able to get out to the States, is Parasite going to be staying in the team for a very long time? Who really knows? But possibly for a couple of stages stages, right? And if Royal Ravens look very good, then even if Zero is available, are they going to be like, okay, maybe we'll just keep Parasite here, right? If we come in like, you know, top 4 at stage 1 playoffs or something, if they can even get that high, or even like a, you know, top 6, a solid result, something like that, they might think that when Zero is available, is our team actually going to be better, especially if Parasite is dropping massive numbers, as he has been in Scrims, it seems, these last couple of days. So interesting to see what happens here. As Parasite says here, first map of the day, announcement gas. He hides the names of the team he's up against here, but you can actually see in the kill cam, it was Vivid getting a kill. So this was up against the Los Angeles Grillers, and as he is right here, dropping 7,000 damage, 6,000 score, 52 kills from Parasite in this map. So certainly it seems he's dropping a fair few numbers in these matches right now. And as Trey says in reply, 52 and won by only 37. Get in the downhill. Coach Trey is on his way back ASAP. And also what was pretty interesting then, because Scrap said yesterday on the Esports podcast, or a couple of days ago now, he was saying like, look, apparently Trey didn't want to do the quarantine situation, which I thought was kind of strange. And Damien's like, is it true you didn't want to quarantine? But Trey says, look, that's not true. My visa ran out, and when I got it renewed, it was impossible to get even an interview, so we are just waiting on some good news at the moment. I would have done anything I could have done to get out there, but of course this hasn't given Parasite the opportunity to get into that position. And one of the real questions is for me, look, if this isn't a long-term move, I doubt, for example, Parasite's on the Royal Ravens next season. When everything clears up in the world, I imagine they want to go back to a UK-dominated roster, of course. But it could be a perfect opportunity to Parasite to prove to other pro teams that, look, he's not only like a meme in the community, he's not only one of these big names that gets dropped quite a lot and is in all sorts of challenges drama, he's actually like, you know, a verified pro player that can compete at the highest level still and still be one of the best players in the world. And well, if Parasite can prove that, next season if the league does expand, or even if it doesn't, he could be an option for certain teams, then well, I think Parasite puts himself in a great opportunity if this whole situation goes well. Just before we talk about potential expansion teams then, thought this was interesting from yesterday, OpTic versus New York Scrims. You guys seem to like it when I talk about Scrim results and such. So up against New York yesterday, OpTic, well, of course, New York finally, it seems, finding their stride. Diamond Consoposi was looking very good. They win the first 3 maps right here in the hardpoint. Then OpTic bounce back on Moscow and Raid. They kind of get, apparently New York get like bodied every time they play Raid, like they're getting destroyed on the hardpoints and well, destroyed in the control as well. Maybe that's just a map they veto out of the game. And then New York actually potentially looking very, very good indeed. And suppose even choked the Garrison controls. They could have actually won the entire Scrim set, I suppose, up against OpTic. So that's looking pretty good for New York, right? With Diamond Consoposi looking good in this new team, and Clayster maybe getting the guys into a good spot. And then you've got Hydra potentially coming over. Maybe he'd replace a Seam or something like that in the lineup, bring some more firepower to the team. And well, if that was the case, New York actually can be a very scary team going forwards. And I think right now people are expecting them to be competitive, but not maybe at their best form. And in a few months' time, they actually may be a very competitive team. And maybe Clayster getting some absolute figures out of the boys that he is alongside this time around. Going to be really excited to see how that team progresses going forwards. So speaking of Parasite's potential next steps, after his like temporary substitute reign with the Royal Ravens is over, where's he potentially going to be? This was interesting from Jake Lucky in the Esports Talk guys a few days ago. Dr. Disrespect sent us his COD team jersey, and you can see it in the image right here. It just had some question marks, so he doesn't really know what city it's going to be based in yet, but it was actually a jersey, and it was well designed, and it had the Dr. Disrespect logo, had the COD League on it, all this type of stuff. Doc certainly implying that he still wants to get into the league after all these rumours these last couple of seasons, and well, if expansion does come in, could Parasite potentially be a target? I remember he did talk about how he wants Karma straight away onto his team. Maybe he could bring back the old Freako Impact boys of Karma, Parasite, Killer, and Miracles. I doubt that's going to happen, but you know, never know. 2 out of the 4 could be a way to go. And if it does happen, it seems like that will be on a Sledgehammer Games title. Modern Warzone say yesterday, we heard the rumours a couple of days ago, I'm not sure if I mentioned it in a video, but the rumours were that Activision were telling Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward, look, both of you just get your game done as quickly as we can, and whoever's closest to completion, we're going to choose you for this year's title. Because usually by now, that they revealed like last week or something, that's okay, yes, we have another Call of Duty game here in 2021, but they didn't reveal exactly who is making that game as yet, and usually we would have had some indication as of that. But Modern Warzone say, look, it's 100% being developed by Sledgehammer Games, not official yet, doesn't need to be taken apparently with a grain of salt. Sledgehammer Games is going to be back for this year's title, and well, if that is the case, what are we going to get? Advanced Warfare 2, World War 3, some sort of World War 2 sequel? Will it stay boots on the ground given that they want that Warzone integration, or you know, are we going to go back to a jetpack era, as I'm sure actually a lot of people in the competitive scene would like? Maybe the time has indeed come. Thought this was interesting as well. Yesterday on the 9th of February, the Chicago Huntsmen won the London home series, beating the Dallas Empire in the grand finals in 2020. Remarkable stuff. I remember being at this event, the final LAN event before everything really kicked off in late February into March as well. So yeah, crazy stuff, but that was a year ago today. And also thought this was interesting interesting as well, given we were talking about OpTic Gaming and that new team. Chicago Huntsper winning at the start of last season wasn't so good this season. Dashy is such a clear divide between the numbers he was putting up in Black Ops 4 and then in Modern Warfare certainly did not have the best year. If he gets back to form this time around, certainly going to be a scary thing for the opposition. And just to finish off with then, so this time tomorrow the matches are going to be underway. Thursday's matches are Los Angeles Thieves, Minnesota Rokkr, then the Dallas Empire versus the Seattle Surge. 3 p.m. Eastern, everything kicks off, 12 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. over in the UK. That's the Thursday matches. Basically the same deal on Friday. Then on Saturday and Sunday we have an extra Game Fuel marquee match to finish off the day. Intrigued to hear all your thoughts on this stuff in the comment section below. Do you believe this team with Parasite will last? If it does last, what team could he potentially get on next season? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm to know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.